Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where the power of words becomes a bridge between worlds. In this podcast, we embark on a dynamic exploration of the human experience, weaving a tapestry of diverse voices, stories, and perspectives. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Join us on a journey that transcends boundaries, fostering connection, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the rich mosaic that defines us all. Get ready to reflect, resonate, and embark on a transformative odyssey through the art of conversation.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where we are doing our Two Cancers, One Truth series. I am your host, LaVenia Richards, and we have our co host,
Levi Richards Jr.
Yeah. Listen, we got a good one for y'all today, y'all. We want to ask the question. This is the question we're posing. Why do some people become angry when you set boundaries, right? That's what we're talking about today. Because here's my thing. Now, in my opinion, some people benefited from your lack of boundaries, in my opinion, so they can be angry. And we're going to dive into it. But a couple of perspectives I have is, your healing will offend people who used to control you. And lastly, not everybody likes the healed version of you. So we're going to start there. But as always, we're going to start with our co-host, Mr. Levi Richards Jr. And he's going to give us our perspective. Dad, talk to me. Like, why do people get angry? When these boundaries are set, what's the problem?
Well, one of the first problems is the only way for a relationship to grow
Mm-hmm.
is that you must have respect.
Facts.
So some people just don't respect you, period.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no potential for it to grow. So it if they are disrespectful of you,
Mm-hmm.
they can't accept you having any boundaries. That you having something in place to protect yourself. It aggravates them. They have no
Mm-hmm.
respect.
Right.
So it's huge.
Absolutely. I have to agree with that. I also believe that boundaries expose manipulation. Yeah. See, when those boundaries go in place and you start saying, no, baby, I can't take you no more, right? When you say, no, baby, I can't pay your light bill for you no more.
Wow.
Right. No, no, sugar. I can't take you back and forth to work no more with no gas money, sugar. Right. Now you get the seeing who was really trying to use you and manipulate you. Well, I ain't hardly got it, and I can't. Right. So you find out who's really trying to manipulate you, because when you set those boundaries, people who, going back to what you said, respect you
Right.
will value what you're saying, and they will respect those boundaries. So boundaries can also expose that manipulation as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's there. It exists in some relationships with people, man.
Yeah.
So clear communication prevents confusion. So
Mm.
if
Mm-hmm.
if I spell it out, you know, there is nothing for you to be confused about. If I say uh through your manipulation, no, darling, I'm not paying your light bill. That's clear communication. So people don't like it that are manipulative. When you say, in order for a relationship to grow,
Mm-hmm.
you got to show me some respect. And there's no
Mandatory.
sense in being in a relationship when the respect is not reciprocated,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So you you are trying to manipulate me, right? You all
Right.
these things.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no regard or respect for the boundaries that I've set for myself.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, spot on. I also think, though, that some people mistake access for entitlement. See, some people feel like because they have access to you, and access is, we're going to talk about that one day too, but access is
Wow.
huge for me because you got to be careful of who has access to you,
Yeah.
because those users and those manipulators that we speak of that don't like boundaries feel like because they have access to you, they can get anything and they can use you in any manner in which they want to. That gives them entitlement, even if it's, especially like if it's your child or even parents sometimes. Well, I'm your mama and I'm your daddy, so you should, well, yeah, I'm her daughter and I'm her son, so I don't know why that don't automatically give, just because you got access to me because of your title does not give you entitlement.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, emotional maturity requires boundaries.
Woo. Yes, it does.
Um, you know, because you haven't grown up yet,
Mm-hmm.
because you have brat written across your chest
Yeah.
with the expectancy that I'm supposed to cater to you,
Mm-hmm.
and that you're not mature enough to figure out that it's not my responsibility to do everything for you.
Right.
So that that space makes a person with some sense of entitlement, uh, and not any emotional maturity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because you've been doing this for 20, 30 damn years and getting away with it,
Don't make it right.
it don't make it right. It don't mean that you can come to my backyard and do it.
Exactly. Because I ain't them. And
You
they
know what I mean?
ain't.
If they have allowed you, like you're talking about, even with children and things, relative people, just because you were allowed to do this, you that whole thing, people have to be taught, and boundaries are the key to healthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, it's essential.
That's my segue into what I was going to say, because healing changes relationship dynamics. So they get angry because your healing comes and they're still in a hurt place, in a broken place, in that state and place of manipulation and abuse, of taking advantage of a person. And so when you start to heal, it changes the dynamics of the relationship, because now you got these boundaries in place. And so now they looking at you like, what? Well, you've changed. I don't believe you. Because in
Right,
their mind, I used to could get anything. I used to manipulate. I used to. But then when you
right.
start to heal, they can't used to no more. And they don't know, because now it's a completely different dynamic, because they've never dealt with you in this type of dynamic.
True.
Yeah.
Um, in these situations, uh, sometimes with certain people, space uh, can help strengthen a relationship. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
gotta give you some, because right now it doesn't help in all situations. But if relationships are going to grow and develop, sometimes you just got to give people some space. Look, if I can't deal with you right now, I can't deal with your issues. I'm not ready for your manipulation. I'm going to give you a chance to think about it. But if we're going to do anything together, we're going to have to take a little time off. I
Absolutely.
love you. I
But you
care
gotta go.
about you. But the way this is going right here, uh-uh.
Cut it.
Yeah. And these are prerequisites for us to be okay
Yeah,
doing and dealing with whoever the hell we got to deal with.
that's real talk. Um, I think that people get angry because it makes them uncomfortable when you stop over giving. See, again, it's like, you know, a person, back in the day, people used to steal the cable. You know what I'm saying? And then get
Yeah,
mad when their cable get cut off. Well, you was stealing.
yeah,
Because you done got caught. Same thing, right? You were really good. They loved you when you were just, oh, what do you need? How can I help you? I'm here for you. Here I go. But the moment you say I ain't coming, The moment you say no, now they uncomfortable because you're not overgiving. You're not moving at that capacity at which they known you from, and now they don't know what to do. So how dare you? So that is another reason that, you know, you have to put those boundaries up because manipulators love when you overgive. So of course they gonna get mad because they can no longer come on in your life and take advantage of you in any type of fashion that they want.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say accountability matters.
Woo. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Um, I think we are responsible for holding people accountable.
Yeah.
And you can't act like, oh, it's okay. That's who they are. All these things. But no, 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 I'm not required. I'm gonna question you about your actions and your behavior. This is not acceptable. I'm not gonna act like it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Right.
I mean, give me some justification because the math ain't math, and what you're doing, how you behaving, is not comfortable for me to be involved with you in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So until we can have some accountability about these situations, about your behavior, you know, we got to establish some damn boundaries, man, because you crossing every line in the book.
And I can't take it no more.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't take it no more. And that's a good thing because see, what people need to understand is that boundaries reveal unhealthy attachments. When you put up your boundaries, you start seeing the things that you shouldn't have ever been allowing in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You thinking like for somebody that's taking the cheater, for instance, why are you letting this person cheat? They done cheated on you for 10 years. When are you gonna decide that it's enough? You know what I'm saying? You have to set those boundaries up. And when you see it, you see the unhealthy attachments that you have to things that are not conducive for your well being, not conducive for your mental health, of being healthy. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that is another reason because again, we're asking the question, why do some people become angry when you set boundaries? And that is the reason because now I see you for the snake that you are that was trying to take advantage of me. Period.
Uh, listen, um, boundaries
Mhm.
are necessary because they create stability.
Mhm.
Where there are no boundaries, where there are no rules, you know, there's no stability.
Right.
You got to have something to establish the rules of the damn game.
Mhm.
So there are people who can't handle that. And they don't like it. They will never like it. You're doing that. Well, why are you acting this way? Why are you treating me like this? Uh, I heard you. I heard what you said, but you weren't listening.
Mhm.
You continue to do the same thing. So I'm going to say once again, these are the boundaries that I have. And if we are to have a relationship and the relationship to have any stability, we have to establish that this is how we move
Absolutely. And I don't care if you get angry.
it. I mean, listen, man, it's about my well-being.
Absolutely.
And the things that you said, if I got to always worry about what you are planning to manipulate me with next,
Mm.
what you going to do next, and my brain cells have to be engaged in your next performance, your next scheme, your next BS, your next con
Right.
game. No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. And that really, I love that. The next con game. Yeah, the next scheme, right? The Ponzi scheme, the the next big one you're gonna pull.
Yeah.
But and also I just feel like people need to understand emotional control disappears when
Yeah.
boundaries appear. See, people can't emotionally manipulate you. A lot of the reasons that we do the things that we do is because we say we love this person. I love him. I love her. Oh, that's my baby. That's my daughter. That's my son. That's my daddy. That's my wife. And that's beautiful. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't, but sometimes we allow these situations because of that to allow them to emotionally control the dynamic so that we can be emotionally manipulated so that they can get what they want from us. And then we are the ones feeling at a loss, right? Not feeling
Yeah.
whole, not feeling complete. So at the end of the day, people need to understand, control your emotions, right?
Yeah.
Remove that emotional control by setting those boundaries up to let people know exactly what you can and what you cannot do to me. That is imperative for people to understand, because if you don't, people will continue to do that vicious cycle of playing on your heartstrings so that they can get what they want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Some powerful stuff coming up. I'm just saying, now, I'm jumping off into what is healthy for me.
Mm-hmm.
What is healthy for me? There are certain things that are totally unhealthy for me, but healthy relationships require effort. And if I'm going to be well balanced
Mm-hmm.
and less stressed and have a healthy relationship anywhere with anybody, if I got to work with you all day
Mm-hmm.
and something's always going on with you, you're always starting something. So I'm taking you home with me. I don't know why you act the way you act. I'm hanging out with you and you got an attitude problem. You're not putting forth any effort to see if I'm good. You in your own place and own space. You don't even see me. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
recognize me.
Right.
My mental health is everything. And
Everything.
I need to be in control of certain things. So where's the effort coming from the other persons? What did it give me back? How they make, am I the only one in this relationship as a friend, as a lover, as a parent? Any of these things? Am I the only one in this relationship with you?
Right.
With mother or father, cousin, auntie? Am I the only one putting forth effort? I'm not trying to be no martyr, but I'm not intended to be around chaos.
And I don't want to be.
Havoc, noise, confusion, brokenness.
Mm-hmm.
You always
Wow.
got a problem. You always complaining. Every time I see you, something wrong.
Something.
You need to be the center of
Of
attention.
attention. Child. Woo, Lord. Now, honey, that you need a clap. Let me give you you need a hand clap, and we're gonna let that go too. Yes, we will. Listen, that part right there, man, you want to be the center of attention and all of that. When I'm just simply being me, man, quit trying to do that to people. But listen, what I learned is some people only like the version of you that they can use. That's why they get mad. See,
Wow.
they don't like the heel version of you because them boundaries make them fall back and gotta do it themselves. You
Wow.
see, the boundaries make them have to think for themselves. The boundaries make them have to fend for themselves. The boundaries make them have to get out there and really look at themselves to see what they need to do for themselves, or where they failed themselves at, instead of always looking to you to help them. And when you turn that table, once
Wow.
again, you acting funny. Oh, you done got too Hollywood. Oh, you don't want to help nobody. You too goody two shoes. I'll be all of those things as long as I'm not broken from you.
Wow.
I'll take all that.
Yeah. As long
You
as
know
I'm
what I'm
not.
saying? Yeah, because it's just not, I don't care if you like me no more. Because I didn't like me allowing you to use me.
See that part. How long is that supposed to last? How long am I supposed to do that to myself?
It
You
don't make
know.
no sense. So I would rather you not like me because I have my boundaries than me not liking me and you loving the hell out of me and killing me softly by using me up. Yeah, I say not.
Yeah, Lord. Well, I said earlier that respect grows relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
But respect should go both ways.
Yes, it should.
It should not. Respect should not be one-sided. I
Ever.
mean, and people can be so disrespectful of you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is a growth process, but if if I don't feel like we're growing in our relationships, and I got to give you some air and some space, and you know everything is about you and nobody else. Well, there is no teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said team, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, if it's a simple practice in life, but boundaries are essential. And if people are becoming angry with us, any of us,
Mm-hmm.
because we have boundaries, like you said, I like me now that I have these boundaries for myself and I let you know how I'm feeling and what's happening to me. I like me now. I didn't like me when you were walking all over me.
Right.
When you were disrespecting me, not acknowledging me, not, you know, not even putting forth an effort to show me anything, but you expected everything from me because what? You're a manipulator, right? Okay.
Period.
That's
Not
it.
acceptable. Not
Ah,
acceptable. And I've
mm,
learned because I'm one of them that I'm gonna put them boundaries in place now, and I'm very grateful. So, but one of the last things that I wanted to touch is that when you grow, growth changes your relationship expectations. See, growth makes you understand that the boundaries are necessary. Growth makes you understand that they're necessary for you. Growth
mm,
helps you to understand that it's maturity and not immaturity, right? Growth
yeah,
helps you understand that if you don't set these boundaries in place, you will be used for the rest of your life by everybody because that's the energy you give off. So when you grow, now you're expecting something completely different from the relationship. See, I've already had the individuals that were very comfortable with using me and taking advantage of me. So I know what that feels like. But
mm,
now that I've grown and set these boundaries in place, now I'm meeting people who understand reciprocity, the give
wow,
and take, right?
yeah,
Reciprocal communication, reciprocal activities. I give, you give. I'm not saying that if I give you 1 million you got 1 million, but I'm saying if I give you 1 million, maybe you got the network so we can fix the house. If I got the 1 million about a house, maybe you got the construction team. You understand? But you got something to give back instead of just saying we're gonna live in the $1 million house.
yeah,
Right? I'm meeting those people because I've grown and I don't want the users no more because I set the boundaries in place. So anybody that comes up to me now because I've grown, I see that. And if they representing the old people, I know to cut them off, and it's easy to do. Right? Because now
yes.
my expectations in relationships have changed because I no longer desire to be used.
That's development. That's progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get over there, you've learned something about living, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Did you have any other points that you wanted to touch base on? Because I think this is real good. I think that people really, and I want to talk about these. We do our series like we were talking about love and relationships and respect in our previous series. In this series, we're doing, talking about boundaries. And I kind of like that we're staying here, even though some things to some people may sound redundant. I think that it is very necessary to hear how important that boundaries are and the things that we do to hurt ourselves trying to appease people that never meant us any good anyway. So I think that people, this is good because people need to hear, so what if they mad at you, right?
Yeah,
So what
yeah,
if they don't like you no more?
exactly.
So
And
what
you
if they
did.
don't talk to you no more? Do you have peace? Does your boundaries give you peace and respect? Right? Are you still being the sacrificial lamb because you want to not set up boundaries? Or are you the one that people are respecting now because you don't got to give up all of yourself because you're too scared to set boundaries?
Wow. I mean, I really appreciate weekly the responses that we receive through messages, comments, and every week somebody sends something. You know, I got a couple people hit me up from Chicago this past week, phone calls, uh, all over, uh, and two specific uh, comments that let people know we're listening, um, from our topic last week about, you know, it being necessary to cut people off,
Right.
and when is it necessary? These type of things. But for some of the people I know, they hit me back. They said, you know, uh, James, elder friend of mine, he says, "Hi Bishop, self care is most important. Catering to toxic people on any level is self abuse. Our emotions, feelings, and kindness are not to be taken for granted. People will play on your intelligence, play the victim, and expect to be bailed out over and over again. We are called to serve, not support bad behavior. I am only halfway through this podcast, and both of you are sharing good information." He said to you, then he says, boundaries equal, I do not have to attend to your say, I do not have to attend to. And he says, say that, sis. I don't have to
Yeah.
attend to you. If I got bound, I don't have to do that. Boundaries uh, reveals the people that don't respect you.
Period.
And I hit it back. I said, bless you, Elder.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impactful. Thanks so much for sharing. Uh, a daughter of mine hit me from New York. She said, Dad, wow, I just made a decision.
Mhm.
She said, I had an experience and I was praying about it because I didn't know what to do. So I said, I'm going to meditate on this because of how this person was treating her. This person that got her involved in DJing, leaving New York, going down to an island somewhere and performing, and you know the accommodations. She brought about 7 8 people with her before she had a room or anything else. She didn't spend $1,000, and then the event was here. She's spinning records, blah blah blah. Uh,
Mhm.
Not compensated for whatever it is. They get back home and she goes on Facebook and sees that this person who she vibing with and thinking that they in her corner has hooked up with somebody else for a gig or two to get them, and she's finding out about it on Facebook, right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
she hit me after our conversation. We were confirmation. She said her statement was, "This is exactly where I am at this time in my life. Self care must come first. Emotional availability should not equal emotional access. This is real good. This is confirmation. Repeating the same things over and over again is insanity." Speak that. Boundaries are needed and healthy. And I
Right.
hit her back. I said, thanks for sharing. Stay on track. Love you, Dad. I mean, listen, man.
Look, we gotta
Uh,
chill. Let's get look. We
huh? What'd you say?
we just celebrating our people. We thank you. No, seriously, we
You
thank you a
understand?
lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to watch, you don't have to listen, and you definitely don't have to comment. So we greatly appreciate that. And those are the type of things that we want to hear, to know that it's resonating, to know, I always say, if we just reach one, and I stand on that, of course you want to reach hundreds of thousands of millions, right? But at the end of the day, you never know who needs to hear this. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's powerful.
So yeah, and what you're saying is literally though, this series, which is including at this time boundaries, man, it's generally never talked about, and it's never discussed. And it's so essential, but it's a basic thing, but and everybody don't listen at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It hits when it hits. So if there's no redundancy in it, but a little repetition along through here about how to treat yourself.
Come on now.
It can't be glazed over. You know what I'm saying? It's as important. Man, your mental health is everything. Your sanity is everything.
Yes,
and if you don't get rid of the toxins, if you don't grow and you don't develop, what are we doing? This is not what our lives are supposed to be about at all.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very grateful. Thank you for sharing that. That really made my day, to hear our viewers and our guests, chime in and give their opinions and input, just to know that it resonates, because that's what we want. And audience, my question to you is, honestly, ask yourself, who reacted badly when you started to heal? And also, have your boundaries changed your relationships with anyone? And if they have, look at why, and then evaluate whether that relationship is worth holding on to, right? Because if it changed it for the worse, then you definitely don't need to entertain that. But if not, and they respect your boundaries, then those are the type of people that you want to keep in your life. This conversation has been amazing. I want you to understand that your boundaries are not responsible for someone else's emotional immaturity, right? So when you set your boundaries, don't worry about who else can't understand or who else is not going to be there for you. If you understand your boundaries and they're in place for you to be healthy, put them in place and let the chips fall where they may. So, as always, please share this conversation, like this, subscribe to us. You can follow us on YouTube. We are at Verbal Mirrors RU podcast, right, on YouTube. And we are at Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast.podbean.com. Okay, so we're on Podbean, so follow us. We want to build our numbers up. We love your comments. Keep them coming. If we missed it initially, we coming back to you. Know that, right? Because we do want you to be a part of what we're doing, where we're growing, how we're doing it. So please like, share, subscribe, do all the things. And also join us next week for another amazing conversation with the most amazing co-host ever, my dad, Levi Richards Jr., and myself. Listen, until next time, we will see you next week. Bye.
As we wrap up another episode of Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, we encourage you to carry the reflection sparked here into your daily interactions. Let the echoes of diverse perspective guide your journey towards greater empathy and connection. Thank you for being a part of our dialogue. Until next time, may your mirrors of understanding continue to reflect a world filled with compassion and unity.